Welcome back to the channel. Today, we dive into the dark side of Craigslist, a place where deals are made and nightmares are born. We'll be exploring 3 true horror stories from the depths of this online marketplace, each more unnerving than the last. These are the stories that keep you up at night, the ones that make you question every interaction, every advertisement. We'll delve into the minds of both victims and perpetrators, uncovering the dark secrets lurking behind seemingly ordinary posts. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling tales. Let's descend into the digital abyss and confront the horrors that await. Our first story takes us to the bustling city, where finding an affordable apartment feels like winning the lottery. When Sarah, a young woman starting her career, stumbled upon a Craigslist ad for a spacious room in a prime location, she thought she'd hit the jackpot.
The ad was surprisingly detailed, outlining not just the apartment's amenities but also the ideal roommate. They were looking for someone quiet, respectful, and with a stable income, a perfect match for me.
Eager to escape the confines of her cramped studio, she contacted the poster, a man named David, and arranged a viewing. The apartment was everything she'd hoped for: spacious, sunlit, and meticulously maintained. David, too, seemed like the perfect roommate: polite, soft-spoken, and with an air of quiet intensity.
He explained he worked nights as a security guard, which explained the apartment's constant stillness during the day.
Sarah, relieved to have found such an ideal living situation, signed the lease and moved in the following week. The first few weeks were uneventful. Sarah adjusted to her new routine, appreciating David's quiet nature and their limited interactions due to his night shifts. However, as days turned into weeks, a sense of unease began to creep in. It started with small, easily dismissed occurrences: the sound of hushed whispers coming from David's room at odd hours, the faint smell of bleach always lingering in the air, and the unsettling feeling of being watched.
One evening, I returned home late from work to find the apartment unusually cold. David, who was usually gone by this hour, was nowhere to be found. Curiosity getting the better of me, I ventured towards his slightly ajar door.
Peeking inside, she saw a sight that sent chills down her spine. The room was Spartan, devoid of any personal belongings except for a single, locked trunk in the corner. But it was the walls that truly terrified her. They were covered, floor to ceiling, with newspaper clippings. Each clipping detailed a different missing person case, the faces of young women staring back at Sarah with haunting familiarity. Suddenly, the lock on the trunk clicked open, and Sarah's blood ran cold. She couldn't bring herself to look inside, her instincts screaming at her to flee. As she turned to leave, she heard the unmistakable sound of the front door creaking open.
Panic surged through my veins. I knew I had to escape, to get help. Slipping out of David's room, I made a dash for the front door, my heart pounding in my chest.
But before she could reach the exit, a hand shot out from the shadows, clamping down on her arm with an iron grip. Turning back, her eyes met David's, his face contorted in a chilling grin, his eyes reflecting a terrifying madness. its skeletal face. Our final story takes us into the depths of the internet, where a seemingly promising job opportunity turns into a desperate fight for survival.
Mark, a recent college graduate struggling to find his footing in a competitive job market, spent countless hours scouring online job boards. One day, he came across a listing on Craigslist that seemed too good to be true. A well-known tech company was offering an entry-level position with a generous salary and benefits package. The only catch: the interview was to be conducted remotely via video call due to the company's flexible work-from-home policy.
Eager to impress, Mark meticulously prepared for the interview, researching the company and practicing his answers to common interview questions. On the day of the interview, he dressed in his best suit and set up his laptop in his home office, his heart filled with a mix of excitement and anxiety.
The interview began normally enough. The interviewer, a middle-aged man with a disarming smile, introduced himself as Mr. Smith and proceeded to ask Mark about his qualifications and career aspirations. However, as the interview progressed, Mark couldn't shake off a growing sense of unease.
Mr. Smith's questions became increasingly personal, delving into Mark's family history, his deepest fears, and his daily routine.
Mark, though uncomfortable, tried to remain composed, attributing Mr. Smith's unorthodox line of questioning to the company's unconventional hiring practices. Then, Mr. Smith asked a question that sent chills down Mark's spine. "Tell me, Mark, are you alone in your house right now?"
Mark hesitated, a knot of fear tightening in his stomach. Before he could answer, Mr. Smith's demeanor shifted. His smile vanished, replaced by a cold, calculating stare.
"Don't worry, Mark," Mr. Smith said, his voice now a low growl. "I already know the answer."
Mark's blood ran cold as he realized with dawning horror that his every move, every word, had been carefully orchestrated, his life meticulously dissected by a predator hiding behind a computer screen. The video call abruptly ended, leaving Mark in stunned silence. He tried to rationalize what had just happened, to convince himself it was just a cruel prank, but deep down, he knew the truth. He was in danger.
As if to confirm his worst fears, he heard a loud crash coming from downstairs. His heart pounding in his chest, Mark grabbed his phone and crept towards his bedroom door, his mind racing, desperately trying to formulate an escape plan. Peeking through the crack in the door, he saw a shadowy figure moving stealthily through his living room, its face obscured by the darkness. Mark knew he had to act fast. He had to find a way to escape, to call for help, to survive the night.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. The internet can be a dangerous place, a breeding ground for fear and deception. Remember to be cautious, trust your instincts, and always prioritize your safety. These stories serve as chilling reminders that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places, disguised as opportunity, hidden in plain sight. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and never underestimate the power of a good scare. Until next time, stay spooky.